gap on last 30 years. Okay. So Persistent was started by Dr. Anand Deshpande, and there was a session by him. Um, couple of R&D projects. Okay. Slowly we moved on to product engineering, and even today we call ourselves, and we all of us, everyone in Persistent is so proud of being called, a company which is a leader in outsourced product development. So product engineering is something which runs in our DNA. Okay. We work with our partners and customers and help them create these awesome products of cloud analytics and mobility solutions. Early 2000 we started incubating on this in 2007 itself. Okay, so we identified individuals who had the caliber and who were wanting to get into these new cutting edge technologies. And by the time these, and it used to be called SMAC. Okay, social, which is collaboration, social, mobility, analytics, and cloud. And by the time 2010-11 it came into the market, Persistent was already there. Digital transformation. So this again we started 2014-15, but actually in the industry digital transformation came in around 2016-17. So again we had that starting edge working on, including Internet of Things. Okay, and like I said, okay, you would have seen a tagline: see beyond, rise above. So we continuously look at what are the new technologies going to be working as of now is how do we help software drive the entire business of the customers. Okay, so software driven businesses is something that we are working on for most of our customers. So this will give you a good idea, but the essence over here which I wanted to tell you is that we have always been ahead of the curve and industry when it comes to technology. Okay. Persistent, as you see, is a global company having its headquarters in Pune. Okay. So these are our management team. Okay. So Sandeep and Keith and Gianni are based out of the US. Dr. Anand does a lot of travel, but he's based out of Pune. So is Sunil. Okay. Samir is based out of Nagpur. Okay. Tom is a legal counsel based out of US. Then we have Pandurang, who's our CTO, who's based out of Goa, and then Mukesh and Atul are in Pune. Okay. So you see a list of companies. This is not exhaustive. This is just a sample list. So over the years, we have been doing a lot of acquisitions. So if you need to grow on a geography, so that's one of the strategies to grow there inorganically. Whereas, acquire a small little company over there, okay, transfer the product engineering DNA to that company, and this is in Europe, okay, and so on and so forth. We have some other acquisitions as well. But while we grow organically, one of the important strategies to go into new geographies, organic M&A transitions to do this. The next section is something which is very close to my heart and something which is very important for all of you also. Okay, so you might be, you might be the best coder in the whole world, but if you don't have your value system or if you don't have the desired personality, okay, so these are the kind of people that we would not like to opt for. Okay? However, if you have the required values and the required personalities, and even technically, because see what we believe is, if you have the desire and passion to excel, you would always do good in life. Okay. So when it comes to Persistent's values, so ingenious is one of the values which we really value and which we have. Whereas so ingenious means creating or coming out with something new that is really going to be helpful for our customers and for us. Being responsible. Once you take ownership of something, making sure that that is something that you deliver, and then being persistent. Okay, something, you try something, it doesn't work, you keep trying, you keep trying till it works, and then being very confident, very confident for your own self, very confident for Persistent, and very confident for our customers and for our market. Okay? So these are our value systems. Okay, and it is very important that each and every individual of Persistent displays these value systems. Clubbed with the values, we also have three different personalities which we look for people. So when we go for campuses, so we look at people who are far-sighted, who can think about tomorrow. We look at people who are curious to know how things happen, and then we look for people who are relentlessly working towards a mission, who want to make sure that they achieve what they want to achieve. Okay. So this is something which I think you all should definitely make a note of. Okay. Being ingenious, being responsible, being persistent, and being confident. Also being farsighted and curious, and relentlessly working towards your goal or mission. Okay. So fresher hiring and development. Okay. So like I said, the value systems that we have and the personalities that we have, those are very, very important for hiring. Okay. Then we have multiple different programs for the freshers that we either hire or are going to hire. Okay. So FT hiring program. So this pre-placement talk is a part of FT hiring program, wherein till last year we used to go to the colleges and unfortunately, I'm not able to see you guys or hear you guys. I'm just talking to a screen, but in my mind, I have the audience and I have the crowd that I used to, always talk to and interact with, and it used to be amazing. But I think this is a short-term thing, and next year onwards we'll start it again. Okay. So FT hiring program is one of such programs that we have. Then we have an internship program. So the people that we have hired as FT in the 6th sem, okay. So we offer them internship during their 7th semester to come and work at Persistent offices. Okay. This year, if the offices are not open, we would also try to give that option to work virtually or remotely. In addition to that, we also have an apprenticeship program wherein we do people who are interested in having a short stint and getting some work experience at Persistent. So we also help some of these people get a temporary work experience at Persistent. For your engineering, you have to work on some academic projects. So those are also some of the projects that we sponsor. We provide you mentors who will be able to handhold and guide you and mentor you and help you deliver those projects. Every year, this is very, very amazing. So there are a lot of students who come and work on these projects. At the end, when all these projects are completed, there is a small mini exhibition that we keep for all these projects, wherein people from colleges like you are able to demonstrate the project work that they have done. The next one, and one of my personal favorites, is the industrial visits. So a lot of college. So what we do is we invite a lot of college students to come and visit our premises. We give them a flavor of what professional life will be. We give them, an idea of how our premises, how Persistent, and how things work in a professional environment. Okay. In addition to that, we also have a lot of opportunities where we allow everyone like you to really learn and develop on your technical skills as well. So there are a lot of training programs which happen, and these are some things which we have people to attend. Now, so there, when you're in college and during the season, you would have a lot of companies which would come in. Okay, so why Persistent? Okay, so Persistent because, like I said, we have always been ahead of the curve in terms of the technology trends. Okay, so in Persistent, when you work in Persistent, you really get to work in technologies which are cutting edge and latest. Okay, in Persistent, we have something called a Persistent University, okay, which has extensive programs. Okay, see, because I'll tell you what, once you're in college, okay, and if you say you're done learning and everything, and now you have a job and you don't have to learn anything new, you're mistaken. Because in the field of technology, every day there is something new which comes up, and it is extremely important that you keep yourself relevant. You will get a job. Suppose you get a job and you stop learning. What happens? That technology will die down and you will become irrelevant for the industry and for the market, and there will be no value that you would have. Hence, it is extremely important that each one of you all make sure that you continue to learn. Now, sometimes what happens is once you have started working, it's a little difficult to go back and do your studies and stuff. Hence, we have something called the Persistent University, which is in-house, which is within the company, and which provides you all these opportunities to continuously learn and develop on your technical skills, soft skills, business skills, whatever. Persistent, I'll also tell you. So if you go to Glassdoor, you will see that one of the feedback which continuously comes about Persistent is the great culture that we have. The people at Persistent, the kind of commitment that the company has for all of its employees. Okay, so great people, great working environment is something that you will really get to experience over here. Plus, there's a lot of fun. Okay, so many times when I come to office, it's Mondays are generally bad, and this doesn't happen on all Mondays, but in a week wherein there are some programs or some extracurricular activities scheduled, I myself really look forward to coming to office on that Monday also that way. Okay. Plus, in addition to that, even from a technology perspective, we used to now because of the the virus thing, we haven't had any of those sessions in the past 6 months, but we really used to have a thing called semicolons or hackathons. So these are all hackathons wherein teams come together, they have a lot of fun, and in that process also create a lot of valuable things in terms of technology. So I'll just leave you on the screen for a minute, okay, and look at the background. So these are all the people that we had hired last year. Okay. And then we told them that how would you like to demonstrate Persistent's logo? Okay. So you see, these are, you look at the innovation that all these people have done. Okay. I'll just leave you on the screen for a minute. And these are rock stars who are going to join us this year. Okay. And similarly, during the course of time, once you're selected and once you're hired, okay, you will also go through some of these activities. We would like to make sure that Persistent and you are engaged together, so that when you join office, you don't feel, you are already prepared to join your office and you already know a lot of people, a lot of things within the company. Okay. So now I'll spend a little bit of time on how life at Persistent would be for you. Okay. So one Persistent, which is like I already said, and you would have seen in the map as well. So we have a lot of offices across the company. However, you go to any of these offices, you will have the same values and same principles and the same culture that you would have either in India or in US or in Europe or anywhere else. Okay. We also value diversity and we are very, very inclusive. While we have our ethics, which are globally there, however, in each of these offices, we do have a local outlook. And how do we do that? Okay. So even in India, so I'll tell you what, like in Nagpur office, we had a holiday for Mahalakshmi Puja. In Pune office, we had a holiday for Ganpati Visarjan, and so on and so forth. Okay. So we also make sure that there is a local outlook while our ethics are globally present. Happiness, this is something extremely close to my heart. Okay, so there's a lot of celebrations that we do for any successes that we have. Okay, we have people, come together for various events and activities. These events include not just technical events, but also, we also help the society. So there is something which is called wherein there are a lot of people who come together and do a lot of social work in most of our offices across the globe. Okay, we also have interest communities over here. So suppose if you're interested in photography, okay, so you can come once you join Persistent, you can be a part of that virtual community, and a lot of people plan, all these people come together, plan events and stuff like that. And not just photography, there are lots and lots and lots of interest areas. If there is an interest area which does not exist, but you have and you're interested in that, that is something you can create your own community. Okay. I already spoke about beyond work initiatives. Okay. Now coming on to growth and progression. So I mentioned about the Persistent University. So there is continuous learning that you have. Promotion cycle. So we have a promotion cycle which is every quarter. Okay. So you don't have to necessarily wait, like you become eligible. You don't have to wait for an entire year, which would happen in case of an annual cycle, right? Plus, what we also have is something called iJobs, wherein once you have completed a stipulated number of months on a particular project, you can choose which is the next project or next technology that you want to work on. Okay, and this is something which is available on the net, and there's a policy for that. So it's not like you get into a project and you are stuck into it for the rest of your life. Okay, from a wellness perspective, we have a lot of specialists. We have a lot of activities that we do over here for your mind and body. Okay, we have gyms in most of our offices. We also have a medical support facility. Plus, there is something which we have, which is called PEBT. Okay, and that is something I would like to spend a minute on that, because that is an insurance which is for the people, by the people. Okay, so for a contribution of ₹1 per day, you get, if there is a medical emergency which happens at your place. Okay, no paperwork, no hassles. You get you get the money for your medical things just like that in a jiffy. Okay. Innovations, I already discussed much of it, and culture. Okay, so the culture part, I would not be able to. You have to be here and you have to experience it yourself. Okay.
Can we just check if everyone is able to hear?
How will we check that?
I mean, you can just ask people can post on chat box.
Yeah, I just wanted to check if you guys are able to hear. Can you just post that you are able to hear?
Yeah,
on chat?
Because I'm able to see that it has paused.
Your
That's why.
video seems to be paused, Brijesh. And audio probably we can check. So sorry for this, guys.
Can you
We
please check?
seems to be some technical glitch. Just give us a minute to fix
Stop
this.
presenting.
हाँ एक बार stop कर दीजिए. Okay. Can you just check if your video is एक बार बंद करके चालू कर दीजिए. Restart it. And then you do the presentation again. See if you are able to include audio. हाँ.
Check as well.
Can we do this? Can you come to my screen and then let's do that? Because I think this is some issue. Yeah. So guys, we'll just take a minute. One sec. I think there seems to be some issue with the technology. One sec. Yeah. So guys, we'll just take a minute. One sec. I think there seems to be some issue with the technology. One sec. Are you able to see?